All right, so we're back on. I know it's been a while since I've been on last time, but I was preparing for the Women's Health webinar. I don't know if you had a chance to join us, but it is on YouTube, so check it out there or go to the website under the Women's Health tab and what we treat. So what we did is we just reviewed everything that I've been talking about, right? So like acupuncture is helpful with the hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis. I know I sound that it's a mouthful. I keep saying it over and over again, but it's how the brain communicates with the pituitary gland and how stress affects the brain, and cortisol throws off certain hormones that we need to sort of like operate properly. So we went through everything. We went through ovulation and PCOS. We went over, endometrial health and fibroids and endometriosis and cramps. We talked a lot about getting pregnant, right? So one of the things that I was always talking about is that when I get the call from the internet, people tell me that they want to come in and get induced on 40 weeks, like the day of their doctor sending them in. And frankly, it's a little short-sighted, right? So we want 37 and a half weeks to induce labor. Tell your friends, tell everybody you know. But also, what do we do with breech presentation, discomfort during pregnancy, nausea, pain? You can't take harsh medication because it affects the baby, and people are very conscious of that. And then we talked about menopause, right? How there's not a lot of help for women out there. If you have some sort of estrogen-based cancers, you can't take hormone replacement therapy. So, what are the options? There's not much. And then people, unfortunately, people get cast aside during that period. But there is a lot of help with acupuncture and herbs for sure. I can tell you that firsthand. And why? Why? Because I keep repeating it. Because acupuncture helps how the brain communicates through the pituitary gland with the reproductive organs, right? Everybody talks about, HPA, hypothalamic, adrenal, pituitary, blah, blah, blah. So the same thing applies to the reproductive organs. So, next time you get accosted by your functional medical practitioner, they want to sell you a bunch of supplements, they're gonna tell you about that. Adrenal fatigue, that's the big one, right? That's the catchphrase for that. But again, we could definitely help. And then we talked a lot about fertility, right? About IVF and IUI. And this is where I wanted to kind of launch the fertility support group. So August 31st at 6:30, we have our inaugural sort of like first support group. So it starts with patients that I had who had success. We want to internalize the success for the patients that are going through it currently. And this is the big thing that I'm trying to help people with, is that, right, I can tell my patients what to do until I'm blue in the face, but it's harder to really get them to internalize that information, right? So this is an experiment, not an experiment. I think it's definitely going to work. It's going to be helpful to help the patients that feel isolated, that are going through it alone, right? Reach out to other people who have had success and see and visualize, right? Internalize the success. Don't let me just talk at you. Like, I hate talking at people, right? We never, right? When we're talking, we're not learning, right? So if I'm talking at a patient, say, meditate, exercise, stop doing this, don't eat pizza, blah, blah, blah. That's not helpful. It's not helpful. What's helpful is like, how do I help you do these things? So it's a question, right? I'm asking because I want to learn. I want to hear. Well, I don't like run. I don't like yoga. Okay, so what can we do? Can we introduce pelvic floor exercises, PT? It's fitness based. It's active. It's better. So these are some of the options we're going to talk about. But initially, we're just going to clear the air. We're just going to give people a platform and a place to share their voices, right? See that they're not going through this by themselves. Like, there's other patients in the practice that are going through it. And then visualizing when we have other patients who are successful, right? Check the website, check Liz's testimonial about what we did, right? I use that patient as my success story, right? Like, if she can do it, you can do it. And that's what I tell my patients, right? Just stick with it. You will get pregnant. But again, I'm talking at them. We need to internalize the information, and thus we have the support group. So with that being said, we will keep following, keep listening. I have posted on Facebook and Instagram. Please share that. If you know anybody who's going through fertility issues, let them know. And then the punchline, this is where we're going to launch some new stuff in the future, is that we also talked about facial rejuvenation. But I'm going to leave it at that. I want you to kind of like just process the fertility support group. Let your friends know. Grandmas tell your granddaughters and your nieces, aunts tell your cousins, and moms tell your daughters. This is something that's helpful. It's complimentary. It's confidential. Nobody needs to know. It's online. It's virtual. It's easy. All you have to do is click a link. You show up. Please, please, please let everybody know. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back in the future. Thank you.